Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I am going to now actually play some Dead Cells for you. Pardon me. And I think today we are going to do a vampire killer showcase. Now, I haven't said anything about vampire killer as of just yet, but believe me when I say that it is an amazing weapon. It's got pretty good range for a... Let's see, what do I want to use? Over here. It's got good range for a melee weapon. It's got a nice effective critical hit condition. Let's just go over it. So it ignores shields, it deals critical damage to burning enemies, and enemies killed by the weapon burn the ground under them, so it can just keep chaining itself. Now that means that it goes very well with things like the fire grenade, the fire blast, the pyrotechnics. Now, for my money, though, I think the best thing to pair it with is actually firebrands, because the firebrands are the fastest weapon that you can use to ignite enemies. Which means that I will be doing a double weapon showcase. The other weapon, of course, being the firebrands. As you can see, just about everything that we hit after we light it on fire pretty much dies in one hit. Like, it's very satisfying to just run up to an enemy, throw a firebrand at it, basically just go, think fast, and then it's dead. Now, as this is a Castlevania weapon showcase, I will be going to Dracula's castle at the end. And yes, I am still playing on 4 boss cells. I'm more or less just getting myself prepared mentally for 5 boss cells. Because there are still things that I have trouble with, and maybe it's nothing I should even be worried about, but I mean, you know, I'm still having trouble, like reliably taking out the scarecrow. And that's giving me, you know, cause for concern. Now, I do like to have a turret and ice armor. Mostly because ice armor tends to come in super clutch, and it tends to save my butt. Like, I've actually been using ice armor on a lot of my builds lately. Not all of them. The one I was doing before this, I actually did not have ice armor. I was doing a Sadist Stiletto build, which I might show off in the near future. But I was also experimenting with a... I don't think I'm going to break open that door to get that whip. See, the other thing I was experimenting with was actually here. I was experimenting with the Slay the Spire cards, and one of the ones that really got my attention, outside of Foresight, is Electrodynamics. And I'm not going to be using that for this run, but I will show it off in a different run. Like, that might be part of my Bible showcase. There we go. strange that the firebrands, despite being such an underwhelming weapon normally, are honestly one of the things that really makes this stand out. And it gives you the feeling that you are throwing holy water at your enemies. It's honestly perfect. And since we went through that biome flawlessly, let's earn ourselves a little extra money by recycling. Now, I know the general consensus is that you shouldn't spend money on the first couple of shops. I am not 100% sure I buy that. Because sometimes an item that you earn early will remain relevant even throughout the end point of the run. So we will see how that works out. Hey, Dark Sage, is that the Golden Death outfit? How very astute of you to notice. Yes, I have managed to beat death flawlessly. I kind of wish I was recording it at the time, because I didn't even think about it, and now I feel silly for having not recorded it. But I was using a multiple Nox bow setup for that. And speaking of setups, how do we want to run our Vampire Killer setup? Now, because of the strength of the weapon, I kind of feel like it doesn't necessarily need Predator. Open Wounds is nice, but because of how strong it is, that bleeding effect won't help that much. Melee is okay, but generally you're killing enemies in 1 or 2 hits, so it barely matters. So I'll show you the armitations. I was actually about to say armitations. God damn it anyway! But the mutations I like to use, I will start off with Armadillo Pack. I will pretty much always have a shield in my backpack, and trust me when I say Armadillo Pack helps. Now, for what it's worth... Okay, well, you know what? I'm not gonna go get that bat volley then. You can just go suck an egg. Yep, same guy who flawlessly beat death can't manage to sneak past a spinning morning star. If you ask me if I'm embarrassed yet, I will say undoubtedly. There we go. Alright, we are doing a brutality build, so losing a point in brutality seems like the last thing I want to do. No one's surprised, damage over time effects are very similar in that sense. I mean, it just gives me an extra effect, so I might as well. Those of you who are experienced enough with 5 boss cells, tell me, am I going roughly fast enough to handle the timer that is the malaise? Oh, go up there. That is why I like to keep ice armor around. I didn't need it there, but what if I did need it? What if I wasn't able to get around all of those monsters? It's just a handy thing to have to help you avoid damage, but you know, if you prefer a different defensive item, or you know, if you just would rather have another offensive item that just fits your playstyle better, you know, there is really no wrong answer in Dead Cells, so long as the answer is you can make it through the game. I guess I should say, ultimately, the conclusion is you can make it through the game. I'm not taking that now because I want to save it for later when there's the possibility I may need more help. Now, in my case, I tend to like having a defensive option like ice armor or foresight, and then for my second slot, I like to have either some form of turret or just a big old grenade, a fire grenade, a powerful grenade. But again, it depends on the type of run I'm building. Because sometimes you actually don't want any of that. Sometimes what you need is something that lets you get close to enemies, or something that brings your enemies to you. This, of course, describes the phaser and the grappling hook. Phaser I like to use with the... Do we have anything good here? Not really. Here it is. Phaser I like to use with the Assassin's Dagger and the Sadist Stiletto. Grappling Hook I would use with the Infantry Bow, but the other thing I really like using with the Infantry Bow is Snake Fangs. Alright, so what we're looking for... There we go. So we now have a couple of strong effects on the whip. That is extra damage to bleeding and extra damage to rooted enemies. Now, we might not be able to take advantage of Rooted right now, but obviously we have a Sinew Slicer for a reason. So now when we're searching for future items, we're going to be searching for either Sinew Slicers or for Wolf Traps. Alright, so where are we headed? Oh, and for those of you who are on the fence about the Castlevania DLC because it's $10, it's like, okay, that's a little expensive for a Dead Cells DLC. That adds in... First of all, it adds in, like, what, 12 new weapons? It adds in... essentially 2 stages, and 1 stage of the second variant. It adds in a ton of costumes, all based on Castlevania, so it's just a love letter to us fans of the Castlevania series, which clearly Motion Twin are fans of the series as well. Okay, so I gotta go up there for another dual scroll and a scroll fragment. Alright. But real honestly, the idea that they remastered some Castlevania songs and then brought us all sorts of, you know, original Castlevania's composition with this. Like, that to me is worth the $10 price tag in and of itself. Now, you may disagree with me, and it is your right to have an opinion that's different from mine. Like, if you don't think it's worth the value, no one's telling you you have to buy it. I definitely think it's worth it, as it adds value to both the early game and the end game. And there's just so much content here. Including the alternate soundtrack, which we're listening to right now. And some of the song choices that they used are kind of deep pulls. Like, I don't remember where this song is from, so if someone could help me out, that would be nice. But I mean, then it's like, I've counted 3 songs so far from Order of Ecclesia. And one of them is an empty tone, which is kind of like Order of Ecclesia's big theme song. And they use that for the Fractured Shrines area, and I think that's great. Don't touch the gunk. So, like I said, make your own judgments. You are free to think however you want. I am not telling you how to think. I am telling you though that if you're not buying this, you're missing out on a lot. I don't have anything that electrocutes, so no, but it does do bleeding, and it is stronger than that one. All right, you sold me. I am, of course, running on custom mode just to make sure that we get everything that we need for the run. So the other thing I like to use is Killer Instinct. That's usually my second choice. I pick Killer Instinct mostly because because reducing the cooldowns to your tools is how you keep things running smoothly. And then typically for your third mutation... Sorry. For my third mutation, I'll typically pick either Disengagement for safety, or Melee, just because the Vampire Killer is a little slow on the draw. So I like to make sure that I have something that I can use to help out, just to help me deal with the kind of low speed factor. Look at that, slam her down in 2 hits. And curse gone. We are now safe again. You lucky son of a... Alright, Protector. That's it. Do you see why I like Armadillo Pack now? Like, some of you probably didn't need convincing, but yeah, off-color Armadillo Pack really helps out on brutality builds. It's questionable on tactics builds because there are times in which your run is going to be primarily focused on something completely different. Or, like, you're going to want, like on a tactics build, it's more likely you're going to be running 2 weapons because you generally are going to have range or exploiting some other thing. But the other thing to think about is generally on tactics, if you have a weapon that's nice and self-sufficient, as an example, the multiple knocks bow, out of here, you slimy bitch. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you have a weapon like the multiple knocks bow, then you're probably doing just fine, and you're either running Hokutos or Alchemic Carbine for Acrobat Attack, in which case you're just carrying the shield with you. So, just some things to keep in mind. Burns the ground when destroyed and spreads inflammable oil. That's not bad. Do I think I can do better? Like, that affix that does more damage to rooted enemies is tempting, but let me just upgrade my Sinew Slicer now. And then we'll see if we can either get another Sinew Slicer or a good wolf trap to show up. Not this time. So next time we'll search it out under brutality instead of tactics. See if that helps. Yeah, they are giving a lot of off-color amulets, like seriously. Get out of here. Hey. Hey, come join me down here. Okay, I guess. Oh no! Last hit got him with fire. All right, so far so good. This run is great. I would like to do a showcase for Serenade, because I think that is a really cool item. It's both a pet and a weapon, and it's such a cool design, but it's hard to use. Alright, so like I said, third mutation choice. Kind of take your pick. Like, combo is a good option, melee is a good option. I already brought up disengagement. I would also recommend gastronomy as a really good choice. Which, yeah, I know that means that I'm only doing one brutality mutation for the entire run, but I think that works out just fine. Plus, there will be a reason to want to do disengagement later on. But for right now, I think gastronomy is the right choice. And plus, resetting your mutations is much cheaper than it used to be. We'll leave that for later. Especially now that it does 25% instead of 15% thanks to gastronomy. I'd say definitely good to hold on to it. Alright, either of these any good? Kind of, but it doesn't produce its own poison flower. Come on, game, give me the self-contained combo. You must want. Now, on biomes like this, where it's hard to see what's beneath you, I kind of would recommend don't ground slam very often, unless you know what's beneath you, because there's always the possibility that you're gonna slam yourself down onto some spikes or into some poison, and then you're just gonna spend the entire time just going ouch and just painfully holding your feet. All right, we'll take the upgraded ice armor. Now, some of you may be going, Dark Sage, you so crazy. Why did you upgrade your ice armor when you're only using it for the one effect? 2 reasons. 1, because sometimes the other effects come in helpful, like the Toxic Cloud. 2, higher level ice armors reduce more damage. It's not by much, but hey, as far as I'm concerned, every hit point counts. And down. Also, if you're not sure what's beneath you, look down. God, they really don't want to give me any on-color amulets. This is getting a little crazy. Just like Wizard of Legend, I tend to check the map often to make sure that I know where I'm going, and to make sure that I'm not missing anything. That's exactly why you don't ground slam in the sewers, damn it. I already explained that, and then I went against my own teachings. Okay, that was just me not being smart. Oh yeah, and what was the ground slam? You know what? We don't talk about your mistakes. I love Armadillo Pack. Alright. So let's look. Firebrands that do plus 15% damage. Ooh, now we're talking. But we also haven't picked up a new shield in a while. But the shield is probably the technically least important aspect of the run, so it might not bear fruit to go looking for a new shield. Alright, and it'd probably be better to wait until stunned and rooted. Alright, I can't do either one of those right now. Electrified and rooted. Okay, not good. There we go. Like, spiders crawling from the dead isn't high up on my priority list, but the other things were. No. Bleeding, rooted. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about this high-risk, high-reward thing. It can be really fun to walk into a boss and just cause them to just convulse and die in just a few hits. Problem is, that can happen to you too, and that's the whole point of high risk, high reward. I would say if you're comfortable going for it, do it, but I'm not necessarily that person. Alright, so we've got a vampire killer upgrade we can take as well. Fantastic. Wow, I can't even get any on-color dual scrolls. What is this scroll count going to be by the end? Like, we actually have to like try to kill things. Like, this is weird. Man! Okay, I see where we're going. We've got 3 p pieces of food so we can recover health pretty much at a moment's notice. I love Armadillo Pack. Why did I do it a second time? Oh hey, an on-color dual scroll. Jeez. I feel like I've fallen so far behind on my scroll count. Oh. Yeah, with Vampire Killer, you don't have to do that. You can just ignore shields with Vampire Killer. And the same thing is true of both Belmont's Whip and the Wrenching. At least the first 2 hits of it. Sadly, not the Whip Sword. That makes me a little upset. Whip Sword should be able to hit through shields. At least in its actual whip form. That's supposed to be the big thing about using whip weapons, is that you're supposed to be able to ignore shields with those. So why am I able to ignore and break shields with things like the legendary symmetrical lance, but not with the thing that's supposed to be able to do it? Whatever, it's technically more health, but it's not necessarily what I wanted. Sweet, I put that down right at the end of the fight. Perfect timing. Can't think of anything that would go wrong there. Alright, so anything I want to check on. Bleed when parry. What are the other... Alright, I can take that. You do anything fun? Yes, but not to a degree that I like. And no, I'm not going to say you shouldn't use corrupted power because it causes you to take more damage. No, the reason why I'm not taking that one is because the bleeding effect happens after it's already been all used up, and that just seems pointless to me. Alright, let's go back and grab these scrolls and the last couple of treasures. I have Firebrand 9, so no thanks. More importantly, I have Firebrands 9 that have affixes that actually work with the hold. Bam! Say nay to the infantry nade. I'll make that up. It's a very logical reason to take gastronomy too, because you are pretty much never guaranteed to have a flawless run through the game. So it helps to be able to get back a little bit more of your health. Being able to take these small food items from 15 to 25, and the big food items from 50 to 83%, is big. Is really big. Alright, so with this weapon, what I want to do is get up onto this central platform, set that up. Come on, honey. Alright, so now, because of something that I've learned from... my tentacles coming? Alright, I just made a stupid there. I forgot I wasn't carrying the shield. I was using it as in the armadillo. So what I've learned is that the one that comes charging at you will always go to the complete opposite end of the arena from where you're standing. So what I've started doing is coming all the way to one side of the arena and then just luring the others to me while one of them just kind of fucks off all the way to the end of the arena. And that's Conjunctivius. Alright, I don't want that. Doesn't have good affixes for what I'm working with. Alright, now, I could go to the Slumbering Sanctuary and still get to where I'm going, potentially, but I'm just gonna go to the Graveyard. The Graveyard is less horrifying than the Slumbering Sanctuary. I feel no need to change my mutations, so I won't. This is another deep pull. It's a Castlevania song I do not know very well. So if one of you guys know where... Alright, Legendary Giant's Whistle. Explode again after a brief moment? Okay, that's really fun, but... I think the answer is no. I like what I have. Even though by all rights it is colorless, I think I'm just going to stick with what I have. Mantra of better safe than sorry, especially since you can't see what's coming up. Alright, repeat it with me. I love Armadillo Pack. Ooh, those are some flaccid jumps. Excuse me, strange creature dressed up like death. Could we make this jump, please? Thank you. Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah, the cloaky enemies will get you because they hide the other dangers. Yeah, for those of you who've been playing this game for a while, I don't need to tell you that, but there's a reason why you'd slow down and take it a little easy when they're around, because you don't know what they're hiding. I mean, aside from their tax returns. Of something, cream of valley oak, syrup of large worms. Alright. By the way, the reason why I wanted to stop and read that stuff is because I don't think I've seen that lore room before. Also, why the ice armor caused that cannibal to jump for joy like that, I would never understand. We don't have to worry about money anymore for the rest of the run. For those of you who don't know what I just picked up, that is known as a fragment of the Philosopher's Stone. That is worth 75k, and basically means you don't have to worry about how much money you have for the rest of the run. That having been said, I will continue playing the run as if I had found that at least until I get to shops. Basically, you want to reinforce best practices. Okay, we have 17 brutality points. That feels like nothing right now. We need more off-color dual scrolls, and we need better amulets. Come on, game, you can do it. Make me feel like a superhero, damn it. Ow. There we go. A room full of rats and inquisitors. The game is just actively trying to infuriate me right now. Alright, so let's see if we can find ourselves a better vamp killer. I mean, there's a specific fix that I'm looking for. Like, until I find it, I'll just stick with what I have. Electrified, bleeding. Okay, bleeding is the important one, because we can synergize that with our sinew slicer. Poisoned and rooted. Now, if I find the wolf trap that I want, this would be perfect. I do not have the wolf trap that I want, so I'll just make do. Not that I'm doing poorly, mind you. Just, could be doing better. Poisoned and bleeding. Honestly, I kind of want this. Like, all the other affixes are pretty much the same. But, yeah, I do think that's the better choice. Alright. Now, there's a guaranteed curse chest in here. Is it? Did I say cursed chess? I guarantee those of you who are just kind of sideways listening probably... Oh, where did you come from? Goddamn Inquisitors, go away. As I was saying, there's a guaranteed cursed chest in here somewhere. Not to be confused with cursed chest, which is like a... There's, a naughty adult chess set. Not that that's cursed for everyone, but hey, not everyone wants that while they're playing chess. I'm just saying. Release a toxic cloud with each hit. Nice! Actually, considering my affixes, could be very useful. That means I can bounce back projectiles and still get a poison effect out of them. Hold on. I'm actually following my own advice. I'm not just charging forward without knowing what's underneath me. Or in this case, charging downwards. Yeah, take that. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, the very real possibility of the first chest is right here. I was wrong. And that makes me a little sad. See, that's the entrance to the caverns. Okay, it's very possible that we'll be going into the next area. Legendary barrel launcher. Oh my goodness! That's actually really fun. I'm not going to be using it, but truth be told, I am kind of a fan of the barrel launcher. It's hard to use because the enemies can bounce the barrel back at you, but it's so much fun. Okay, where is this cursed chest? It's not there. And by the way, we are not going to the Undying Shores, because if we want to take on Mr. Dracula, we need to get to the clock room. And I can't get to the clock room through the Undying Shores. Okay, so I guess we're taking the curse from the cursed chest into the next area with us. This is gonna be dangerous. Yep. I haven't used a flask charge yet, so hooray for us. Really, game? Really? That's how you're gonna play me? Okay, hang on. I don't want to have to go through those spikes again. Oh no, I'm at 99% health. What am I going to do without that extra 1%? I'm in so much trouble. I might actually be if I time this wrong. Okay, so not only are we going to the Forgotten Sepulchre, which has that oh-so-fun darkness mechanic, but... Oh, really? I didn't hit 60? But we also are going in with a curse. And there's another guaranteed curse. Wait a minute. Hold on, I can go to the bank. There is another curse chest guaranteed here, but we should be fine so long as we play it carefully. So, on the positive end, we don't have to deal with the darkness mechanic. On the not-so-positive end, we have to deal with gold kamikazes and gold warriors. Why did I do that? Because I... See, that's what you call a panic ice armor. Okay, we're good. Curse is lifted, and it'll be just in time for the second curse. It's a very dangerous biome. Poisoned, stunned. I mean, it's really strong. It really is, but it's better for me to stay with what I have, because what I have has affixes that are working with my build. That extra 60% damage will definitely make up for it being a lower level thing. Hello, Mr. Arbiter. I'm not going to say it again, you guys already know what I'm thinking. Alright, most dangerous part of this biome is over. Now we just need to play it smart. Don't go running into rooms with 50 enemies. Don't pick fights with an entire horde all at once. And if you are heading into a dangerous situation, I want you to get ice armor. For those of you who have never seen that enemy before, that is a corpulent zombie. That is a special mob that was added to the Forgotten Sepulchre. Most of them, and you can see him waddling down there. Look at good old undead Ehon. But they were added to the Forgotten Sepulchre because the mob that was unique to the Sepulchre, they decided they were going to have it start showing up in other areas. So they wanted to create something that made the Sepulchre more interesting. Say no to that. And yes, it has 4 stats, but 4 stats isn't necessarily the most important point. We want at least 2 stats in brutality if we're going to pick up a new amulet. Okay, this firebrand is explosively good. Alright, let's prepare for it being the vendor mimic. It is not. Alright, so we can keep cycling through items too. That's the affix that I was looking for. Attacking just after a parry inflicts 300% damage. But do I like that, or victims release a toxic cloud upon being hit more? That's a tough one. For now, let's keep cycling. Of course, that affix that I want. Oh, poisons enemies, block with parry. I don't know. Because that's what we really want. Basically the same as what I already have. Except for victims' remains explode for Satan damage. I'm sorry, I'm immature. I think that's funny. Yeah, what the hell. Fortunately, we came across the bank at this point, where the item levels in the shops are equal to the item levels in the taverns. Hello, little friend. Have some money. You don't have to do that, and it's not worth anything for you specifically to do it. I just feel, it's a kind gesture. Why wouldn't you? Only 5 coins, and I've never had a run that ended at 0, so why not? Alright, here's the blue pass. I done went the wrong way. More red, please. I don't think we have enough red. We need to literally be firebrand. I'm not talking about my weapon. We have another legendary. Maybe this one will be one that I actually want to take. It isn't, but there it is. Your last attack deals 2 times more critical damage. Nice. Like, there are builds that involve keeping the giant killer in your backpack. That would be fun to have. Oh, once again, it's weapons. Well, that's weird. I could have used, skills. But let's see if we have anything that would potentially be helpful. God, that's too dangerous for my taste. Sorry, I know I'm a wimp. I do like that. Vendor Mimic. And we now have a level 14 shield. I know those guys have 2 mutations they can drop. I am surprised I haven't even gotten one. you that are wondering how I lit the fire, was I really just about to say that? Like, I'm not gonna hide in shame because I think it's hilarious. I was about to say, for those of you wondering how to light that fire on water. Ow. Ow. Oh, I didn't want to go back to the start of the floor. There were things I wanted to do there. Fuck it! I wanted to highlight the exit so I could go back to it at a moment's notice from any teleport. Alright, hold on while I trudge all the way back there. No way. No, Golden Kamikaze, I am not interested in hearing about the good news about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, okay? There we go. Now I can come back here whenever. Let's go grab that turkey. Wait, the turkey can restore me to full from just about nothings. I'll just grab this paste and then we'll go through the green pass. Now, to answer the question of why, when we can already just go to the exits, I'm still looking for scrolls. I'm pretty sure there are still a couple more scrolls somewhere in the level. And yes, that includes these off-color dual scrolls. Alright, through there is the vault. I am not interested in the vault. So let's go all the way to the bottom floor. Now, normally I would just break this door down, but if you get to this point and, you know, say, have a bunch of money because you haven't been spending much, or, you know, just on the off chance you found a fragment of Philosopher's Stone, just pay it so you don't have to worry about a curse. You'll notice with the number of scrolls we have and the level of weapon we're using, we don't really even have to worry about lighting enemies on fire anymore. Right. Not what I want. Not what I want. Not what I want. For safety's sake, anytime you see a room with at least three like mid-range or mid-size enemies, or like one or two mid-size enemies and a few small enemies, it's a good idea just to pop the ice armor. Sir? Another lore room. Alright, that's it. Let's go ahead and get out of here. It's actually a very eventful floor, and I'm happy I did it. Alright, next up is Timekeeper. Timekeeper can be a bit of a trick, so I tend to change my mutations for Timekeeper. It's not that she's super hard, it's that she's super fast. So I just want to make sure that I have all my bases covered. So we will take Armadillo Pack, then Disengagement and Emergency Triage. Now remember, we have to go to Timekeeper if we want to go to Dracula's castle. Okay, I guess I didn't need that second heal after all. But yes, it's typically a good idea to come in here just using your shield so you can parry all of her big attacks. I was choosing not to do that, so I was coming in knowing that I was going to maybe be in a little bit of trouble. It means that in the long run, we're going up against Mr. Dracula with 3 flask charges instead of 4. Oh no. Now we are going to pay to have our mutations reset. Hello, Shinoa. So we'll go back to Killer Instinct, Armadillo Pack, and Gastronomy. Wow, that was just awful. And yes, I should use a flash charge, but I'm being stubborn. The way I look at it, we've got some food to find, and I should be able to find it before things become too early. And there's one reason why I didn't go for a flash charge. We're gonna be hitting up this cursed chest anyway. still need to light those guys on fire to one-shot them. Not so with the skeletons, though. Alright, I should have just used my ice armor there. No reason to be so brazen. Alright, I can't get through there without the petrified key, but at least now I know where it is, and I have the portal that leads there. It's like the one time where he might have actually been able to hit me with his hellfire. Nope, I think we're good without the Spire cards, but thank you. And just like in Symphony of the Night, there actually isn't anything up there. You know, if you want to kill me, Mr. Dracula, you're gonna have to have better aim than that. Okay. That's interesting. Still have yet to find the food shop or the enemy that drops food. Not gonna lie, game, starting to get a little hungry here. Oh hey, someone's actually selling skills. Oh lord, I was wondering. Forever. I'll take it because it's a higher level, but I would like it if I could find one that also generates its own cloud of gas. I mean, that one does, but I already have a source of fire. I want it to be a seam slicer or a cleaver. There we go. then again, if I was okay with it being a cleaver, why did I say that I was looking strictly for tactics items when the cleaver can't be anything but brutality? Alright, come on. Can't be too hard to find the food chamber. You all know what we say about Armadillo Pack at this point, don't you? Okay, that's not at all what I had in mind, but hey, what the hell. Any of that? Yeah, I think I am. Painting of an animated painting of a succubus. And I'll have fun with that if you want. I've got shit to do. Worst place for one of those throw masters is to have them underneath you. I would prefer you didn't take that out of context, but at the same time, maybe you do. Oh yeah, I forgot that they could do that. And there's the other food item. Now we're sitting in a much better position. So, when you're playing this for yourselves, look for this door. This is where you go to find Richter to free him, and then you come back here in later runs to do Richter mode. I personally found Richter mode to be pretty easy, and that is where you have to go to unlock the Alucard sword. Hey Dark Sage, how'd you know that was going to be a secret? Well, if you look at real carefully, you see that plant kind of conspicuously placed in rolling position. That typically means that you can go through that wall. Not always, but, you know, more often than not, you'll try it out and you'll be surprised what walls, what one of these days I'll learn to speak English, I swear. But yeah, generally that means there's a wall that you can roll through. And yeah, generally nice secrets are through those. Or just shortcuts, like here in Mr. Dracula's castle. No. You don't get to stab me. Hey, an on-color dual scroll. Sheesh. Alright, so down there is Medusa. We need to go fight her in order to get the petrified key. Fortunately, I already have the Medusa head blueprint, so I don't need to worry about, hitting the 10% odds for that. Also, where is that door? Treasure... It's seriously down here past Medusa? What the hell? Alright, so we're going to start by doing that. And yeah. Yeah, how do the speedrunners say it? Hi Medusa, bye Medusa? Yeah, just like that. Alright, I want this turkey, and I want a flask charge. Alright, let me quick double check, see if there's anything else in Castle Dracula that I need to pick up. Scrolls, scroll fragments, anything of the like. Nope, let's just go take on the man himself. You like how the gargoyle is just pointing in that direction? How do I get to the Master's Keep? It is that way. Ah, thank you. You are too kind, sir. Sir Gargoyle. Goliath. Alright, last mutation reset. So what do we take with us this time? Well, once again, we're going emergency triage and disengagement. And I will once again do Armadillo Pack. And that's gonna have to do us. And then in case you were wondering about what music they're going to use here while you have the Castlevania soundtrack on, once again we're calling back to both Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night here. So it has come to this. My most trusted lieutenant turns on me. How ungrateful. You were nameless before I made you what you are. What I created, I can also destroy. Oh, baby! That's a nice first form kill right there. Now we just need to deal with his final form, and hey, we've got 3 flasks for that. Oh yeah, smoke bomb, because I'm gonna hide from Dracula's final form. What the hell? I am Dracula! Alright, so far so good. Oh no! I was hoping this was going to be my no-hit. Oh wait. Honestly, I should have just listened to my gut instinct and used my ice armor, but oh well. And that's Mr. Drac down. So there you are, folks. Go ahead and enjoy the ending. And I hope you enjoyed this Vampire Killer showcase. His weapon is amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. I love using it, and it was a treat for me to show it off for you. the end, there were 3 heroes that day. Vigilante Dracula outfit. Ooh. Does what it says on the tin. Oh, I love it. And while Lost Painting plays in the background to play us off, I thank you once again for sitting and watching one of my videos that is, you know, just as long as a feature-length movie. I really do appreciate it. If you could, drop me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe, and let me know what weapon you want me to showcase next, because now I'm feeling confident and up to the task. So if you guys want me to show off something, I can. Can't guarantee I'll win, but you can never guarantee you'll win with Dead Cells. So you guys take care, have yourselves a fantastic day, night, whatever time it is where you may be. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be